Hello, YouTube. Today, I want to talk to you about a topic that's really important for me, and I think for you as well. And I'm making this video now because it's really relevant for uh, for my past 1 month of living. Because last month and a half, I relapsed quite a bit on my addiction with smoking weed and also sometimes through the months a little bit on my porn addiction and video games also. But the main reason I want to make this video is so I can show you guys that I don't try to be like this know-it-all that is perfect and that just has everything sorted out, because that's simply not the case. And I want you to know that I struggle with most of the things I make videos about. That's also why I make them. Because when I also this is like one of the reasons I make them is because I make them also for myself. And I discovered that fact after this 1 month long relapse, because I actually used some of the methods from my videos and they worked. So I can tell that they are legit, at least for me and maybe people that are similar to me. Okay, so let's get into it. First thing I want to talk to you about is prevention of the mental damage that relapses will give you. And like the really important thing is to manage your expectations of your journey of getting rid of your addictions and the source of your addictions, like the substances or the actions you want to get rid of. You have to manage your expectations, because if you if you are like most of the people, and I did the same, when I wanted to stop with something, I just said, "Fuck it, I will never do it again, never do it again." And then I did it like week after that, or even a few days after that, and that really fucks your mental health. You want to avoid that as much as possible, because if you do this enough times, you will you basically make yourself see yourself as this person that cannot cannot hold his word, even when he is making promise with himself. And you don't want to get into that, because if you cannot trust yourself, you are so fucked. It happened to me, and it was a long time before I could get out of the mental state of mind. So you want to manage your expectations, and you don't want to have too unrealistic of expectations, because let's be honest, uh, most of the people, if they want to stop with something, they usually relapse. It's like minority of people say I will stop and they never do it again. That's just not that realistic. So you have to keep in mind that you will probably relapse, and that's okay. That's just part of the process. You know, if you have severe addictions, like I do, you just cannot expect to get rid of them in 1 week or 1 day, because if you do, you will get disappointed, and it will throw you right back into the arms of your addictions. Because mostly people use substances and these actions to cope with some problems in their life, or their life themselves that they don't like, or the like aspects of their life that they don't like. So they are only like symptoms of something deeper usually, and that's the important part you should be focusing on. You should be focusing on the problems themselves, so you won't have as much cravings as you have now. And you can actually do some practices that will help you with your rational decision making. And one of these are is meditation actually. That helped me really well. And if you do it regularly, you will see the difference. It's like this subtle difference. You cannot really see it that well, but what it actually does is, like, biologically, it strengthens what the fuck, strengthens, I don't know what I mean now, strengthens your, like, pre-brain, like the front part of your brain, which is responsible for rational mind and rationality. So usually when you have choice of doing the action or drug you want to avoid, you have this, like, 5 or 10 seconds window, thanks to meditation, which is like, in which you can detach yourself from the situation and say to yourself rationally if this is really something you want to do. Because if you are really deep in some addictions, you usually don't have that. You are, like, automatically, like, situation presents yourself to you with it. You can take the drug or not, but you don't even think about it and just do it, because that's the way your brain is programmed to. But if you practice meditation, like, regularly enough, it will give you this window of, like, maybe thinking, maybe I don't want to do this, or maybe yes, but you actually are not doing it mindlessly. You are doing it mindfully, and that's the important part, because you want to get rid of this state, mindlessness, where you just are pure action and not really thinking about it. So you should you should really give it a try. It helped me quite a lot. I don't do it as regularly as I used to, and maybe that's why I had this fucking 1 month long relapse. Who knows? Maybe it's other problems too. Yeah, but that's one tool you can use. Also, what other thing you can do as prevention? You can replace your addictions with other passions that you will enjoy. It can be like weightlifting, running, hiking, or learning new languages, or something like that. You just have to. This is important part, because usually when you are addicted to something, you you spend a lot of time doing that particular thing or substance, and when you stop doing it, you have lots of free time, which is not bad, because you want to think about, you want to think a lot. You want to have a lot of free time, but you also want to replace some of the free time with another things that are healthy for you, that will replace the addiction. Yeah, things like that they just listed, because they are healthy for you, and if you get addicted to them instead of what you are trying to get rid of, it's way better for you, and it's actually good for you, because you want to get addicted to good things. Just don't go fucking overboard, okay? Like, even even exercising and running can get, like, too much if you put too much of a strain on your body and you are not used to it. But it can also really help you. So think about that. That's a really important part. You want to basically create a portfolio of things that which can get you a fresh start when you relapse. Things that I just said. Yeah, and you also want to, as a prevention, that's an important part also. You want to have lots of free time and lots of time alone where you can think, and then you can think about problems in your life, and you really want to have time alone, like without phone, without anything, just you and yourself. And you want to have that regularly also, because that's the only time when you can solve your problems. Because as you go through life, you accumulate lots of mental baggage, and you cannot really clear it out in your normal life, because you accumulate more and more, and you have never time to figure out what's eating up what's eating you up, like mentally. So these things are really important as prevention, and also like for a good mental state and good mental health, I think. Not even in the realm of addictions, but even in the realm of normal day-to-day life. Okay, then let's get into part what to do when the relapse actually happens, and a few days or a few weeks after that. Okay, so first thing you want to do, imagine this, yeah? You like, mm, maybe let's use more something more common, like pornography, yeah? You watch porn, you jerk off to it, yeah, blah blah blah, and then the next day, first thing you want to do is get away from your fucking computer and phone as far as possible, and focus on having one day without it, and that day is today, and that's everything that matters, because you need to clear your head a little bit of it. And the more severe your addiction is, more time you need. If it's not that severe, you usually need like 1 to 2 days. If it's really severe, you usually should take at least 1 week of it, and really like avoid source of it. Even like lock your computers somewhere else, somewhere where you can access it that easily, and just distract your mind. You in this period, in this like day or few days after your relapse, you don't want to have like that time alone when you want to think, because the craving is really strong. Like you usually will relapse if you get bored, and if you think about, if you have nothing to do, basically. So like I told you earlier that like time alone is really great for you, because you can sort your thoughts and even build your own life philosophy, which will help you in the long run. But in this time period after relapse, you shouldn't really be having time alone. You should be actually distracting yourself as much as possible from this thing you are trying to get rid of. And that can mean going outside with friends, or just mm, going to fucking forest and some shit without anything, where you cannot get, where you don't have access to anything. And that is really great place for like time alone, if after this time period, because it's not as risky, because you are basically cut off from everything that you could do with the addiction. Of course, if it's something like weed or fucking coke, you can take this thing into the forest with you and smoke it or snort it, and it's it's not that bad. You have to be a little bit nuanced based on the. It has to be a little bit nuanced based on the addiction you are trying to deal with. So yeah, that's it. Then after like when you get this part right, you just have to focus on like one day at a time. You have to focus on having one clean day at a time, because that's like not that hard to manage. If you focus on being clean the whole week, that's a lot harder than being clean in just one day. And when your brain is influenced by the thing you are trying to get rid of, you think like that fucking week is such a long time, and usually build up lots of negative emotions because of it, and usually end up relapsing again. But if you think about one day, that's not that hard to do. If it's hard for you and you are that severely addicted, maybe think about few hours in the morning, and then just prolong the time window when you are not on your drug. But this one day is really important, like time period, because if you can manage that, you can manage the another day, another day, another day, and like now suddenly you have whole week, and you are not as you crave it not as badly as before, and it's a lot more manageable than just focusing on some bigger time unit. Yeah, and the one day is the actually time you want to get distracted as much as you want as possible. So, for example, with drugs, if you have friend group that do lots of the drug you're trying to get rid of, just don't meet up with them. It's really easy as that. Like few, even few weeks don't meet up with them, and then you can try maybe if you can manage to resist. But if you can't, then maybe it's better to like not meet up with them at all, because you have to always think about yourself first. I think in the realm of trying to get rid of addictions, of course, you cannot be fucking whatever. That's topic for another video. Okay, and then there's still some hope I can share with you is that if the addiction is really not that severe, 1 month should be enough to get rid of it. However, if it's really severe addictions, for example, I have many of these because I accumulated them throughout the years of my life, and you cannot really you cannot really relax even for one time. You have to be without it all the time. No, that's fucking bad way of saying it. I said it like retard. I think with severe addictions, you have to like keep in mind that no matter how many kilometers you drive, you are always the same distance from the ditch as in the start of your journey. So you have to have zero tolerance for the thing you are trying to get rid of if it's like really severe addiction. Because if you think you can do it like one time and then okay you didn't do it for many years, then out of suddenly you are back in it again, just like that, boom, bah. So you have to keep that in mind. And what also really helped me a lot with my addictions is journaling your thoughts when relapse happens, because it helps you to identify what caused the relapse. You can, for example, the day you do something again, like weed, you smoke weed again after a long time. The You can even journal it when you are high. It has some value to it, because you can like see for yourself how your mind works when you are high, and like from another person point of view. Because when you sober up, you can see how your mind functions or how your mind thinks when you are high on something. So journaling is really a great tool for it, so you should give it a try for sure. And yeah, I think that's pretty much for this video. So like to summarize this, this this video is, don't don't beat yourself up over relapses so much. It won't help you. It usually makes them even worse, and makes them even longer if you like really build lots of negative emotions because of it, if you, because of them. So really work on your mindset about getting rid of the addiction, and don't expect like things that are not realistically possible. Be realistic with your goals, because that will help you in the long run way more than having grand goals and failing them. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. Good luck and ciao.